Welcome to the midnight hour. The rhythmic hum of the espresso machine was a familiar comfort to Ethan as he entered the Starbucks. He ordered his usual Americano, a steaming beacon against the crisp autumn morning. Settling into his usual corner booth, he reached for his phone, ready to scroll through the news while his coffee cooled. But something snagged his attention, a figure outside, pressed against the glass. It was a man, tall and gaunt, his face obscured by shadows. An unsettling feeling wormed its way into Ethan's gut. The man didn't move, his gaze locked on Ethan with an intensity that sent shivers down his spine. Ethan tried to shake it off, a nervous laugh escaping his lips as he typed a message on his phone, anything to avoid the unsettling stare. He finished his coffee quickly, the feeling of the man's eyes boring into him making the usually comforting warmth an uncomfortable burn. Exiting the Starbucks, Ethan scanned the street. He expected to see the man, braced himself for another encounter, but there was nothing. Just a bustling sidewalk, the anonymity of the city a stark contrast to the chilling spotlight Ethan felt he'd been under. The incident repeated. Day after day, the same gaunt figure outside, the same unnerving stare. Ethan felt an unease grow within him, a nagging paranoia that gnawed at his peace of mind. He started going to different Starbucks locations, but the feeling remained, a constant undercurrent of dread. One evening, as Ethan sat alone in his apartment, lost in a book, a loud, insistent rapping at the door shattered the silence. He jumped, heart pounding, and cautiously approached the door. Another rap, accompanied by a guttural voice.
Hello there, please come out.
Ethan's hand trembled as he fumbled with the lock. Fear choked him as he threw open the door, ready to confront whoever was playing this cruel prank. But the hallway was empty. Relief washed over him, so quickly replaced by a chilling realization. As he began to shut the door, a shadow flickered in the corner of his eye. He whipped around, but saw nothing. Just a trick of the light, he told himself, his body trembling despite the rationalization. Then, a whisper, right beside his ear, sent ice through his veins.
Hello there, Ethan.
Ethan spun back, but there was no one there. Panic seized him. He stumbled back, desperate for escape. But before he could move, a hand, skeletal and cold, clamped onto his shoulder. He twisted around, his scream choked off by the sight that met his eyes. The gaunt man from outside stood there, his face a grotesque mask of twisted features, eyes burning with an unnatural light. An inhuman grin stretched across his face, revealing razor-sharp teeth. Ethan's mind reeled. He tried to fight, to scream, but his voice was lost. The man's grip tightened, a bone-crushing pressure. In a final fleeting moment, Ethan saw pure, unadulterated evil reflected in the man's eyes, a glimpse into a darkness beyond comprehension. Then, darkness claimed him too. Ethan's disappearance remained unsolved, another missing person on a crowded city block. The Starbucks barista vaguely remembered a man who seemed on edge, but nothing concrete. The CCTV footage outside captured nothing, the man from Ethan's nightmares seemingly vanishing at will. The only trace of his existence remained in his abandoned apartment, the half-finished cup of coffee on the coffee table, a chilling reminder of a life abruptly cut short. No one ever saw Ethan again, the man with the horrific face, his final, terrifying vision. The aroma of freshly ground beans filled Alex's nostrils as he unlocked the Starbucks door. A familiar comfort, a symphony of morning rituals, the hiss of the espresso machine, the rhythmic clanging of milk being frothed, the soft murmur of early risers seeking their caffeine fix. He started with his own concoction, a secret blend he'd perfected over years, a touch of cinnamon, a hint of cardamom, just enough espresso to jolt him awake. The first customer, a woman in a crisp business suit, mumbled her order, a grande latte. Alex smiled, his practice response, coming right up, hanging heavy in the air. But the woman didn't respond. He frowned, attributing it to early morning sleepiness. As the morning rush kicked in, a steady stream of customers flowed through. Each order Alex took, each drink he prepared, felt like a performance to an empty audience. "Skinny vanilla latte, extra hot," he'd call out, but the young man in the beanie just stared blankly at his phone. Panic clawed its way up Alex's throat. He tried again, louder this time, a desperate edge creeping into his voice. "Double espresso, coming right up." The woman with the bright red lipstick simply nodded, her eyes glued to a magazine. He moved from customer to customer, each interaction a chilling confirmation of his growing fear. No matter how loud he yelled, how animated his gestures, he received only blank stares in return. A cold sweat prickled against his skin. Suddenly, the bell above the door chimed, the sound echoing eerily in the sudden silence. A figure walked in, cloaked in an unnatural darkness that seemed to devour the morning light filtering through the windows. It was tall and gaunt, its face obscured by shadows. A wave of dread washed over Alex as he realized this presence was different.
Your time's up. You've served them their last cups of coffee.
A voice rasped, seemingly emanating from everywhere and nowhere at once. It was a voice that held the chilling echo of emptiness and finality. A horrifying realization dawned on Alex. He was dead. Dead, but somehow still trapped in the purgatory of his daily routine. His own secret blend, a reckless experiment with exotic beings he found online, had become his undoing. He looked back at the line of customers, their faces now pale and their eyes vacant, all seemingly stuck in a loop, forever seeking their last caffeine fix. A scream tore from his throat, a desperate plea for help, for understanding. But the scream died in his silent world, a lonely echo in the cold, empty Starbucks. He was forever trapped, a barista serving the damned in an endless cycle of morning rituals, a chilling reminder that the pursuit of perfection, especially with unknown ingredients, could lead not to a better cup of coffee, but a fate far worse. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and comment.